It's finally the day. I am so excited because today I'm going to my first ever Rubik's Cube competition. I cannot wait. So I thought today I'd just bring you along the journey, tell you my highlights, what I enjoy, all of that stuff. Oh, and I also just realised today's going to be the first ever time you've seen my face. So, face reveal, 1 million views, yeah, woo. Anyway, let's get started. So, on my first solve, I really used my inspection time. I planned towards my first F12 pair, but I did screw up on the execution of the cross just a little, but it was all good. You can really see my hand shaking because it was my first ever solve at a competition, so I was very nervous. That's why I didn't do too good on this solve. But anyway, I'm just going to leave you to watch this solve. So, on my second solve, I was still very nervous, but I did plan out an amazing cross. I didn't quite get to my F12 pair, but that was fine. So you can see me execute my cross pretty fast before moving on to F12, and I was still terrified for this solve, but I think it went pretty well. So just have a quick watch. Oh my gosh, I was terrified for this solve, but not for the reason you thought. It was an amazing scramble. Well, at least a good cross. The rest wasn't the best. But I planned that out, did the cross in a few seconds, and I was on to F12. I got F12 done pretty fast, but the OLL and PLL in this solve were just amazing, which helped me get a good time. As you can see though, I almost passed to this and that terrified me. I was decently happy with this time. So for my final solve, I struggled to find a solution. As you can see, I couldn't find a real good cross, or I couldn't spot any F12 pairs, but I just went for it and it came out okay. So those 5 solves went decently, but I could have done better, but the competition nerves did catch up to me. But I ended up averaging 30.17 seconds, which is okay, and my single best time was 25.90 seconds. So I did much better than I would have thought, but not as good as I do at home. So on OH, I didn't really use my inspection time all too well. I only planned out a cross and that's pretty much it. Now I'm not the best at OH, but I enjoy it, and I'm pretty sure I did pretty well at this comp. So enjoy the solve. It's hilarious how close I got to 1 minute. So this time I also didn't use my inspection too well, but I did come up with a pretty efficient cross, and it was going pretty well. So just watch and see what happens. It's hilarious and annoying with this solve because I'm never gonna beat this, and I just barely made sub 50. So with this solve, I didn't really use any of my inspection time to good use. I couldn't find any good solution, so I just went for it, and I got a decent time, but I could have done better. So unfortunately with this solve, my mum didn't film the first half of it, but that's all fine. Wasn't really a good solve anyway. You can tell that I was not going well, but I just carried on, didn't give up, and I am slightly disappointed with this time. So the reason you only saw 4 solves is because my mum forgot to film one of them, but it doesn't matter because that solve was a DNF. As you have seen, my PB single there was 49.60 seconds, and my average turned out to be 57.94 seconds. So I did okay. And before I start my Scoob first round, I'm just going to tell you that I am not serious about Scoob. I still use beginner's method. I'm quite happy to say that I'm not good at Scoob. But anyway, enjoy this solve. And before I start this solve, I just want to give out a shout out to my judge. They were so kind during this solve and it really helped me. And here is the thumbnail shot. Believe it or not, it's a Scoob! Yay! So, I did decent on this solve, but not too proud of any solves that I did with Scoob. But it's all fine, I just did it for fun. And yet another Scoob solve, which, well, it's just Scoob, not my main event, so just enjoy the solve. And now my last cube solve. It was okay, but still I'm not the best, as I keep on saying. So just enjoy this solve and have fun. So for Scoob, my PR single was 17.44 and my average ended up being 21.41. So I did okay, but I get much better times at home. So for my first pyramid solve, I did okay considering that the scramble for this sucked. And now another pyramid solve, which went decent, you could say. I'm not the best at pyramids, but at least I enjoy it. So now on my third solve, I did decent and a little surprise came later. This solve was terrifying because I was like 1 degree off plus 2 in it. You can see my victory clap at the end. Another decent solve to add to the average. It was okay, but I could have done much better if I used my inspection time more. You can see the disappointment in my face. And just another decent solve to add to the average. It was okay, I could have done a lot better, but it's my final solve, so wish me luck. So I ended up getting as my PR single a 7.49, which is decent but not too close to the ones I get at home. And the average was a 13.49. And fun fact, I made it 2 places away from making it into round 2. So I will admit I'm not the best at 2x2. I don't even use a method, I just use 3x3 Alex. So this wasn't the best solve, but it's okay, I just did it for fun. And time for yet another solve. Still not good at 2x2 if you're wondering. I didn't progress in those 30 seconds in between my solve. So, not a good solve compared to other people, but still a fun solve. And this was my 2x2 PR solve of the day. And now my second to last 2x2 solve wasn't the best, but hope you enjoy it. and time for the last solve, and it didn't turn out too well. Watch and find out. So after those 5 solves, my PR single was 8.93 seconds, and my average ended up being 12.21. So I didn't do the best, but I had fun, and that's what matters. And now we have come to the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you never miss one of my videos. Also, if you made it all the way through this video, congratulations, because that was a long one. Anyway, see you all next time. Bye!